Coming up on this edition of Hawkeye News.
Farewell to the class of 2006. May 27th was the conclusion of many great high school careers as the class of 2006 proudly marched across the stage at the Dallas Convention Center to accept their diplomas. Find out what made this ceremony outstanding in this month's District in 60 Seconds.
Plus, Red Oak ISD is proud to announce their first ever Global Destination Imagination qualifiers. We will see how the team did in late May later in our show. In academic news, we'll bring you the latest state academic ratings for Red Oak ISD.
Also, we welcome back one of our most popular and informative segments here on Hawkeye News, the Counselor's Corner. This month we checked in with our wonderful counselors to see what we students need to know to get off to a successful start. Important information coming up.
And later, we'll check in with our new WC reporter, Lexi Belote, who will be bringing us news and information from the WC this year. This month, Lexi gives us a heads up for our incoming freshman class.
And finally, returning from last year's news team, but this time as our crime reporter, we welcome Leslie Rangel to bring us her first crime report of the new year.
You'll also meet the largest cast ever for Hawkeye News, as we welcome several new members to the team this year. All coming up next on this edition of Hawkeye News.
You're watching Hawkeye News with Katie Stanglin, Brandon Scott, Sports with Curtis Kelsey, plus Leslie Rangel with our crime-fighting reports, and more news coverage with our Hawkeye News Junior High team. Also, what's new at the WC with Lexi Belote. Plus, academic and student life reports with our Hawkeye News team. Hawkeye News, leadership you can depend on. Hawkeye News starts now.
Welcome to this first edition of Hawkeye News for the class of 2007. I'm Katie Stanglin.
And I'm Brandon Scott. It's back to school time once again and a new season for us here at Hawkeye News.
Brandon and I will be your anchors this year on Hawkeye News, brought to you monthly by Hadit and Project Success. We would like to thank the Red Oak ISD for this opportunity to bring you the latest news stories from around our district. At the end of our program, we'll tell you how you can contact us and give us your comments and suggestions, as well as ideas for news stories.
Before we get started with this month's headlines, we want to welcome to the show our 2006-2007 reporters. First, we go to a new reporter who many of you will remember from her starring role in Shattered Dreams 06, Brooke Gant, who is standing by with a special look at new faces around Red Oak High School and the district. Welcome, Brooke.
Thanks, Katie and Brandon. It's great to join the Hawkeye News team. Coming up, we'll meet a lot of new faces, including our new high school principal, Mr. Bobby Soltz, who's just moved here from Athens ISD. We'll also introduce you to many new staff members around the district later in the show. Back to you, Katie and Brandon.
Thanks, Brooke. We look forward to that in just a few moments. But first, we want to introduce more faces to our team and welcome our new elementary reporter, Jennifer Terry. What's the word from the elementary schools, Jennifer?
Thanks, Katie. I am also glad to be a part of the Hawkeye News team, and this year I will concentrate on bringing you the good news from across our 4 elementary schools, as well as news from Red Oak Intermediate in the Elementary Intermediate Report. And although school has just started, we have a full plate of information for you from these awesome schools coming up later in the show.
Thanks, Jennifer. And as we said, this is the largest Hawkeye News team in our history. And to continue introductions, we welcome new reporter Lindsay Love as well. Lindsay?
Thanks, Brandon. This year I will be bringing you student life stories, those that show you just what an awesome district we have with great teachers, administrators, and of course, outstanding students. This month, I will take a look at a special school board member who gives so much of his time, not only to the board, but also to helping our students and some of their very important friends. See you later in the show.
It's pretty awesome, Brandon, having such a big cast this year on Hawkeye News, but we cannot forget to reintroduce, if you will, our returning cast members.
That's right, Katie. So we want to welcome back our returning reporters, India Fernandez and Catherine Martinez, as well as those moving into new positions with the team this year, such as Lexi Belote, who will come from the junior high to the West Campus, and Leslie Rangel, who will be taking over the crime reporter spot as well.
Hawkeye News also has a new sports team this year. Curtis Kelsey takes over as the new sports anchor and will be leading the sports team with our new dynamic duo, Trey Curry and Zach Toombs, who will cover Hawks and Lady Hawk sports in the field this year. And of course, we cannot forget to welcome the new junior high team, Chris McClure, Casey Bird, Hanana Saley, Roseanne Foster, and Wade Regas.
True. So with so much going on, we better get started. But before we kick it out to Brooke, we head over to the administration building to get a welcome back message from our superintendent of schools, Mr. Craig Stockstill.
I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all the students back to school and tell the teachers and students and parents how much I appreciate the smooth start to the new school year. I'm very proud of the accomplishments that we made last year and being a recognized district and having all our campuses recognized except the high school, which was academically acceptable. We're very proud of the progress that the high school is making and expect very much that they will see those scores go up. Thank you all for everything that you do to make our Road to Excellence together a meaningful experience for all our students. Thank you.
Thanks to Mr. Stockstill for taking the time to address the students and staff for our show, but also for his and other school administrators' support of Hawkeye News, and for allowing us to bring you the good news around Red Oak ISD for another year.
From all of us, best wishes to the administration and school board for another great year. Now, let's check in with Brooke to see what new faces will be leading us here at ROHS and around the district this year. Brooke?
Thanks again, Katie and Brandon. While I'm a new face on Hawkeye News, there are also many new faces in schools around the district. This month, I will try to give you just a little information on all those great new staff members we welcome to Red Oak ISD. From the administration office to a new principal at Red Oak High School, as well as changes at transportation in all our campuses, let's take a look at the new faces and new places around ROHS. A familiar face but in a new place, we kick off our Who's News segment by welcoming Mr. Shupman to his new office as Associate Superintendent of Operations. He will now be in charge of maintenance, grounds, custodial services, food services, transportation issues, and much more. Taking over for Mr. Shupman at the high school is Mr. Bobby Stoltz, who comes to Red Oak from Athens High School. Mr. Stoltz graduated in 1983 with a bachelor's degree in education from Tarleton State University, and then graduated in 1997 with a master's degree in education. Welcome, Mr. Stoltz, from all of us here at the Hawkeye News team. We would like to welcome all our new teachers and staff members, and we look forward to getting to know you this year. Also, to all who are returning for another great year at Red Oak ISD, we want to thank you for your dedication to helping us reach our academic goals and dreams. Reporting for Hawkeye News, I'm Brooke Gant. Now back to you, Katie and Brandon, for this month's top stories.